My name's Lauren. I'm 20 years old. I'm a college student. I don't know where the camera is. It's okay, I'm just gonna look at myself. Maybe that red box. But my name's Lauren. I'm 20. I'm a college student. I'm a sophomore, soon to be a junior. I was off for spring semester. And I've been thinking this for so long. And it's not even an original thought. It's not even a cool thought. It's not even particularly wowing. But there's something really weird and kind of awful about not being ugly, but also not being attractive. That's how I feel like that's where I stand, I think, in regards to being physically attractive, and conventionally attractive, and attractive in a way that, makes other people nervous. Which I am not. I would not consider myself that. And, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're looking at this, if anybody does, and you're like, well, you're cute in your own way. Yeah, cute hair and cute eye makeup or something, I guess. But also, this is a camera. My camera's grainy. I'm filming this on my iPhone. My shitty old iPhone. And you're seeing a version of myself that's been condensed onto a screen, and it's pixelated, and it's also dark in my room. And I look a lot different, I think, in real life. I'm much less smooth. Fortunately, I'm not as pale. Wish I was. I don't know. But I'm 20 years old. I'm 200 pounds. I'm 5'4", right? BMI, bad. It's already something not in my favor. But then additionally, I've, recently, within the past 2 years, I discovered makeup, right? And dyeing my hair. And what I'm getting at is that since college started, and really since my senior year of high school, I figured out how to try and not be ugly. Because my whole life I had been quantifiably ugly. Socially, it wasn't good for me, man. And what made it worse for me is in regards to being ugly, is I wasn't just regular ugly, I was also gay ugly. I'm saying that as somebody who's gay. But there's regular ugly, and there's gay loser ugly, and gay loser ugly is unfortunately one of the worst kinds of ugly. Not worst, but one of the more worse kinds of ugly, where not only are you just difficult to look at, but I don't know how to say that. That makes sense in my head. When I think of gay, that guy who's popular on TikTok right now, Tyler Catastrophe, that's gay ugly. I don't even know if that makes sense to me, but I was gay ugly, and I was fatter. Nothing wrong with being fat, but it wasn't a point in my favor when I was 15. I was fatter. I had a bad haircut. I was 15, and I just had the regular problems of being a 15-year-old and being fat and ugly. But then I was gay, and I was more gay. I'm a little less gay now in regards to. Things are hard. What I'm saying though is, I had a time. As a kid, I was just kind of an ugly kid, and I was I'll grow out of it. I didn't. And then as an early teen, I was a really weird kind of ugly, socially strange kind of ugly. And then high school, I grew up a little bit, and I got out in the world a little bit. I worked, and I saw other people beyond who was in my classroom, and I realized I was oh, there are social conventions here that I could be trying to meet as somebody who is ugly. So I started doing my makeup, started dyeing my hair. I grew my hair out. Oh my god, I had a gay pixie cut. It's tragic how those things go. And then by the time I got to college, I was there's something that I could be doing here. So I took it that step further, and I tried to lose a lot of weight. I lost 30 pounds, but I was just sad. I hated it. I love food. I really do. It's good for my soul. It's awful for my cholesterol. I don't care. I love it anyway. I lost all that weight. I gained it all back. It's fine. That's kind of how those things go sometimes. But still, I'm 20 years old, and I've gotten to a point of, it was hatred, right, for a long time as an early high schooler when I was gay ugly. And then as that freshman year where I was really freshman year of college, when I was really trying to lose weight, there was hatred there for myself. And now, I finished up 19. I finished up the awful year of being 19, and I'm 20 now. And I've finally gotten to a point of what feels like neutrality for my own body and my opinion of my body. But That's just opened up more room for introspection. And that's what I mean of like the weird middle zone of not being ugly but not being attractive, because I feel like that's where I've landed. My friends will tell me, my boyfriend will tell me, because I got one of those, huzzah. That's why I feel less gay now. I feel like a fraud. I'm dating a man. He's a great guy. Oh my god, my cat's on the ground. Hi, kitty. But what I'm saying, like, my boyfriend thinks I'm attractive. I hope. You know, he could be lying to me. Maybe he just likes me for my personality. And that's you know, that's something that I've accepted could be what's happening here. But like, he thinks I'm attractive. You know, my dad, he'll be like, you're turning into a beautiful young woman, Lauren. Thanks, Jay. And, you know, my sister tells me, well, she's a little mean, but that's how sisters are. She'll be like, you know, you look good. I'll be like, thank you. And my roommate will tell me, you know, my beautiful roommate, who's so beautiful, and I'm so jealous. She's really beautiful. She's like actually like, you know, she's like the true attractive. God. You know, she tells me, she's like, you look beautiful and you look great. And I'm like, thanks. I love you and I wish I was you. I went to dinner the other day with my friend. We were talking about, you know, dating while fat. I know 200 pounds isn't that bad, but like in college where everybody's so skinny, it's like, I'm gonna kill myself. I don't mean it. I'm fine. Like, we were talking about dating while fat, and I was like, yeah, you know, it's especially because she's conventionally attractive and also happens to be fat. And I was like, yeah, I really struggled because I'm fat and not conventionally attractive. And she was like, no, like, you're some guy's perfect type. And I'm like, yeah, I'm probably some guy's perfect type. I'm my boyfriend's perfect type, right? Like, looking at the past people that he's dated, it's chubby alternative girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm his perfect type, yeah. We're talking conventionally. We're talking the spectrum. And I'm just not attractive. On the majority of the spectrum, that's just not how it goes for me. And I'm just sitting in that really awkward spot, right in the middle where I'm not ugly. I don't think I'm ugly anymore. I don't see myself as ugly anymore. I'm sure that some people look at me and are like, what the fuck is that? Ew. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. And I take a lot of pictures of myself. I delete them. I take a lot of pictures of myself and I look at the picture and I go, damn, I am still ugly, you know? But sometimes I take pictures of myself and I'm like, oh, I look fire in that one. And it's, you know, it's kind of a win in its own way. But otherwise, socially, I'm just right in the middle. And I hate it. I hate it a lot. There I am. My hair does a lot for my face. I have a very round face. So I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because I wanted to go to college and I wanted to get hot. I wanted to figure it out and I wanted to get hot. And I lost 30 pounds and I went to the gym and I fasted and I starved and I never ate anything that I liked. But I mean, I looked hot. I did. I looked awesome. I still have those pictures, man. I'm like, I did that. I could probably do it again if I wanted to. But I could also get fatter and gayer and uglier. And I'm not equating gay with ugly. I am saying, however, that a lot of gay people that I've met in the rural Midwest have awful fashion choices, man. We can't all like frogs. We can't all like frogs. We have to make better choices. There are cooler animals. Does anybody like the plain spotted skunk? Is anybody into coelacanths? I like horseshoe crabs. I don't know. And I wish all the time that I was attractive. But when I think about what makes a person attractive, I am 2000s brained because of the way that I was raised. And I'm like, to be attractive, first of all, you have to be skinny. But then beyond skinny, if you want to be attractive, you maybe have to like be a little thick, a little curvy, because that's the later 2000s brain. And in addition with being attractive, a lot of it has to do with facial structure, you know? And when I imagine like what steps would I have to take to become attractive, it isn't even me anymore. It's not me. It's not me in the picture. It's not me in the image in my head. there is no attractive version of me. Does that make sense? Maybe, I don't know. Like, if I were to take apart my face, I'd be like, okay, get rid of this, get rid of this. You know, make my nose different, make my forehead not so fucking broad. Like, change the jaw, change the eye shape. I have very manly eyes. I don't know what's wrong with them, but like, get rid of the eyes, throw the whole fucking thing away, and then it's not me. And I wouldn't know me in the mirror. And it's not that I dislike me, but I also am not a huge fan of me. Like, this is my face. I look in the video, I see myself in the video, and I'm like, that's me. Doesn't mean I'm a huge fan of me, but also, it would be depressing at a certain point to change so much of me and then not know me in the mirror anymore. Also, that'd be a lot of money that I'm not gonna have in my future career. Hello? The economy. I don't know. This is weird. I see people all the time, especially at college, because I'm being exposed to so many more people now, where I'm like, that person is objectively ugly. And it's a damn shame. And then I think, you know, well, who am I to judge? I'm like one number on the 10 scale away from them. They're a 2 and I'm a 3. What am I talking about? I'm just on a lot of bullshit. I'm just saying things. Who am I to judge these people that I consider ugly when the person who's the 4 is thinking, damn, that bitch is ugly? So it's tough. This is tough. Being not, because there's like conventionally unattractive people, right? There are people that you see and you're like, something's wrong with you, but it works. That's not me. That's not me. Like, my roommate's boyfriend, I have 2 roommates. My roommate's boyfriend, the other roommate has a girlfriend. Hello. My roommate's boyfriend, he generally, conventionally, I don't think he would be considered attractive. I think he's an attractive dude in his unconventional way of doing it. That's what I mean, right? I know that my roommate thinks he's attractive. By God, they're dating. They're in love. That's a beautiful thing. My boyfriend, I would consider, I mean, I think he's the most handsome man in the world. But like, in his own ways, I think maybe he would be considered conventionally attractive-ish. You know, like by most people, because he's not the standard kind of handsome guy, but he is, in a lot of his own ways, and a lot of his other attributes, very handsome. And then there's me. And then there's me. It's weird. It's very weird. And I feel like I don't see average people, average to below average people like myself. I never recognize me in media. I don't see me anywhere. It's not even in media. I don't see me in the wild, dude. I don't see people who I feel like I can level with, and that's not even in an ego way, and it's not even in like maybe it's an ego way. It's not even in, like I'm not even on the number scale anymore. There's nobody that I can imagine putting myself next to and being like, I have the same level of attractiveness as them. Because I feel like, and this is a self-absorbed kind of insecurity here, I feel like there's something so weird and so wrong with me and what I've got going on and how I look that I can't be equated to anybody. I feel like I'm so uniquely weird and unattractive that there's just nobody that I can level with. And I try to make up for it, and I dye my hair. I just dyed my hair. This is from today. I feel like Twilight Sparkle. Yes, with this purple and pink. I love My Little Pony. Sorry. Total nostalgia. But like, I do eyeliner. I do makeup. I wear my clothes that I like. I like my Skyrim necklace. I have another one over on my side table. I wear bracelets. I wear like cool pants, like flare pants and stuff. And I do a lot to feel attractive and to fit into some sort of mold, because it's either that or I take off all the makeup and I dress like the butch lesbian that's inside of me. That was how I was in high school. I dress like the butch lesbian that's inside of me, and I just become this ugly man thing. I can't even be attractive as a butch. Like, there's no world and there's no way that I can fit into any sort of attractive mold. Not because I'm ugly. In my own ways I am. But because I'm not attractive. Just in the middle. I'm just in the middle. And there's not a lot I can do. You know? I could lose all the weight. I could probably pay some money for like some fucking GLP type shit. Or I could do the workouts and I can not eat the food. I can lose all my weight. Maybe there's some weight to be lost in my face, and positive there is, right? I could change my style and I could change my clothes, but nothing can change me. So I don't know. This is a ramble. Nobody's gonna see this, which is cool. But I just have to put this somewhere. I need to write an essay about it. I need to think about it in the longitudinal sense. But ultimately, I don't have data because it's all just in my head. It's all my personal experience and my personal perception of others. And in addition, it's also my perception of how others might be perceiving me, which isn't valid in its own way. Like, being anxious and being insecure in the social sense of how do other people see me is incredibly self-absorbed, and it's also just wrong a lot of the time. I know that people aren't thinking of me as much as I'm thinking of me. People aren't thinking of me as much as I'm thinking about them thinking of me. Doesn't happen. Because, like, when I'm thinking of other people, I'm thinking of how they might be thinking about me, and I'm not actually thinking about them themselves. That's how humans work. It's shitty. It's very strange. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So other people's perception doesn't really matter. I know it doesn't. But in its own way, it does. And when you strip everything away and you just take in like the baseline value of attractiveness, it doesn't really matter, right? Anybody can reproduce. Anybody can do the thing, do the paradise bird shake, right? Anybody can mate and reproduce and serve that reproductive function, get her done, right? Keep the human race alive. Get that population rate up above 1. Yes. Of 1.5. Yes. Like, but I have been wanting for so long, since I was an ugly kid, and since I was an uglier middle schooler, and since I was an even uglier high schooler, to just be pretty, to just be attractive, to just be something more than this like in-between thing that has to do a lot just to recognize myself in the mirror as a thing that isn't ugly. Sometimes it's kind of awesome to be objectified, you know, and to be sexualized in a way that's just for my body. Isn't that messed up? Because then it's like, I knew somebody liked me. What a win. No, not a win. This is how people like me end up in weird abusive situations. I don't know. This is a rant. I'm not even gonna edit it. I'm just putting it on YouTube. But I don't know if anybody's ever felt the same, if anybody's ever felt like just like the most average ever. I don't know, maybe you empathize with maybe that like uphill battle of trying to be better and trying to be attractive and trying to fit into that mold. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're like, fuck, I'm gonna be ugly. If that's what the society thinks of me, if society thinks I'm ugly, I don't give a shit because this is how I like it. Or maybe I'm gonna be ugly because I don't care to be hot, you know? Or maybe I've tried so hard and nothing's worked, so I'm just gonna be ugly. Let me know. Let me know, because I'm 20 and it feels like the world's ending. Because I've been waiting for so long to get hot. This hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe I need to be like 25. Maybe I need to grow up a lot more. Because I'm only 20. Oh my god, I was born in 2006. Right? Like, I feel like I probably have all this time left. And I'm probably doing okay. But I just feel so behind. And I feel so fat. I am fat. I feel so fat and I feel so ugly. And college and high school are the times of comparison. Not to get all Eric Erickson and psychological on you, but, you know, being a teenager is trying to find out where you fit. And then being a young adult is finding how you fit and putting action to it. But I still feel so much like a teenager a lot of the time, like a sophomore in high school instead of a sophomore in college. And I still feel a lot of the time like I'm trying to find where I fit and not how to do anything about it. So, I don't know. Oh my god. Yeah. Let me know. Tell me your thoughts. Or don't. Thumbs down this video.